buddy.
Hi, friends. Well, from beautiful Salt Lake City, Utah,
It's Thank God I'm Atheist.
the podcast.
I'm Frank Feldman.
And I'm Dan Beecher.
And coming up on the show today, Dan, we're going to be asking ourselves, are those QAnon people, do they seem happy to you?
Wait,
Are they living their best lives?
if you're in the frantic right, the fanatical right, how's that working for you?
Yeah.
We're gonna be dreaming on that topic.
Yeah.
Because let me tell you something. It is not uncommon to hear the religious right
Yeah.
telling each other how miserable we atheists are.
Must surely be.
Yeah,
So we're gonna give it back a little.
we'll speculate right back in your face, motherfucker. That's coming up a little later.
But first, there's an announcement, Dan.
There is an announcement.
Dun.
Friends, the big meetup, the big TGIA 10-year blowout
Woohoo!
is nigh upon us. It 1 week from the day this comes out.
That's true.
It will be on the 13th, Saturday the 13th of this November.
Mm-hmm.
And we can announce what the first stop on our triumphal tour will be. And that is at 2:00 on the 13th, on Saturday the 13th
PM.
We're taking y'all bowling. We're going to the Bonwood Bowl in Salt Lake City. It's going to be a hell of a time. We've reserved lanes. Mm-hmm. But here's the thing. We do kind of need to know
How many to expect?
a decent number of how many of you to expect. You know, if you can't tell until like the very end or whatever, just still, please write into us. Please, a bunch of you have already. We've gotten your emails. We will write out to you. We'll send
Give you
out
specifics, address, the whole bit.
all of that stuff. But if you haven't yet written into us, but you plan on coming, we've got people coming from states far and wide.
Yeah. To go bowling in Salt Lake City.
Yeah, they didn't know that they were going bowling when they signed up. But the important look,
That's only the first
you
stop.
don't have to love bowling to know that you're going to have a good time with us.
Yeah.
You don't have to bowl. We'll get you some greasy bowling food.
Oh, yeah.
But if you do want to bowl, we want you to bowl. And then after that, there will be other things. It'll be a moving castle of a party, a Howl's moving castle.
Yes.
And more announcements will be coming, but only if you email us, or if you want to, you can text us at our the phone number that we always give out, which is the what is it?
424-666-8442.
That's right. So 424-666 TGIA
Yeah. And we'll keep you
in the loop.
In the loop.
Yes. So yeah, we come if you can. We really want you to.
It'd be lovely. It'd be so much fun.
Yeah, we're gonna have a good time.
All right. But now, Dan.
Yeah, do some show. Let's do a show.
I got a little story to tell you, Dan.
Oh, hurrah.
Did you know that there is, I'm assuming it's annual, maybe not annual, but regular convention held in Rome? This is the 15th of such conventions held for exorcists.
Oh,
Catholic exorcists.
Yep.
Around 400 priests attended this year's convention. Last year's event was canceled.
Well, yeah.
For obvious reasons.
Yeah. I mean, and for, on the year after, COVID's still a thing. 400's pretty solid, but I would expect more. I would hope for more.
Well, I mean, it's kind of this is a big deal. Like, if you're an exorcist, you have to be qualified.
Yeah.
To perform exorcisms. This is I'm encouraged though that there are only 400.
Oh, I want there to be so many fewer than 400.
Yeah. Well, this year it was, and this was a first for this year, or this year's, it was a first for there to be lay people
Wow.
who were invited to also attend. Now, because it's important, Dan, you need to understand how exorcisms work and receive some appropriate training, say if you are a medical professional.
Oh my God.
And
No.
your efforts to help this person have failed.
Oh no.
And you need to refer them to an exorcist.
Oh, you sons of bitches. You stupid, sweet summer children. Oh, that hurts so bad.
And of course,
The thought of medical professional, like, it's like the last 4 years, and especially the last year, was designed to kill all of my darlings. Like, if I had any respect for any group of people left over, like, you want to respect the medical community as being people of science and whatever.
Yeah.
Oh no, we just found out not just this thing, but like, half of them don't believe in vaccinations and COVID and whatever.
Oh yeah.
So it's like, okay, well, there's just nothing to respect anymore. I respect nothing.
Also,
Yeah.
a heavy theme at this year's convention
Oh God.
was the Vatican itself making sure that it was clearly understood amongst these exorcists that they need to deny requests for exorcism from people who are actually experiencing COVID-19.
Oh my God.
That their exorcisms will not expel the demonic possession
of a virus.
better known as COVID-19.
Oh, I mean, a viral infection is as close to possession as we actually get.
Sure.
It's you're actually inhabited by foreign beings.
Sure. So demons out, I suppose,
I
might have
guess.
some
Oh my
ring
God.
to some people in Catholicism is like,
Do you think that there's a thing? Can you exorcise demons by? I feel like it's all just so like goofball, Beetlejuicy. You know what I mean? Like the whole concept. I just feel like if you should just be able to look at someone and shout Benedict, 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 and maybe they go away. That's the former pope. It was I don't know, something.
yeah.
Maybe he summons them. Actually, I remember Pope Benedict. He seems like you say his name 3 times and you're summoning a demon.
He just lurches forth from the shadows.
It's a demon in designer slippers and just a really grumpy face.
Do you like my slippers?
All right. Okay, good. What we need now in the world is more people convinced that demons are real. That's great. Yeah. And convincing others. Going forth into the world.
Yeah.
Because, basically all they're doing, their entire game is to take mentally ill people and make them worse. So that's nice. Thanks, guys. Appreciate that. All right. Well, I'm going to take us from Rome to Canada, where the country, the nation, has a statistical office called Statistics Canada.
Okay.
They keep track of things.
Yeah.
They're just putting out reports.
Oh, yeah.
And they put out a new report. And one of the things that they study is religiosity of the country.
It sounds like a great statistic.
It's one of those things
for
that you need to know.
Statistics Canada to.
Yeah, absolutely. They've really only been looking at it since 1985, so they don't have a lot of. They don't have a deep statistical base for it. It doesn't go back to the whenevers.
Oh,
I mean,
okay.
was there really a Canada before the 1985? I don't think anybody actually knows. It might have just been part of the U.S. We don't know. There's no history that can be told. Now, here's the thing. One of the things that they're going off of is the following question, and I want to make it clear what that might mean. The question is, what is your religion?
Okay.
Now, that seems like a straightforward question, but the problem with statistics is that like the wording of questions vastly changes the answers. So the wording of that question does not include, it presumes an association with a religion.
Right. Yeah.
Which means that a lot of people who, for instance, may have been born Catholic, but don't care about Catholicism. They don't really consider themselves Catholic.
Right.
But if you say, what is your religion?
They're like,
They'll just say Catholic.
Yeah.
So keep that in mind. But the figures are basically this. The sort of the top level headline on this whole thing is that in 2019, which is the most recent thing that they've got, 68% of Canadians aged 15 and older reported having a religious affiliation.
68?
68. So
Okay.
this is the first time that they've gone below 70%.
Oh, wow.
So
And-
it's dropping, and that's a good
Okay.
thing. Now, of those 68% that say that they are religiously affiliated, 18% of the people who are affiliated reported having an affiliation, but indicated that they rarely or never practice any group or personal religious practice.
Okay.
So I think it's safe to consider 18% of that 68% probably in the nuns category.
Okay. I see where you're going. Okay.
We don't really know that. Like, much better reporting would have to be done. This is all like self-reported, and
Do they not have a none of the above when they ask the question?
I don't think I think it's just they ask that open-ended question and then just take and then
you
they
just get
and
to
then they do
say.
follow-up questions, but it's not like they.
That's a shitty question then.
It is a
If it
shitty
is-
question.
If it's just open, like if it's just like categorize yourself and all of the categories, including I don't believe, are on the list, then then not as bad of a question,
Right.
right? But if it's literally I just have to answer this question,
Yeah.
like
What is your religion?
I mean, I would know to say none, but they
Right.
didn't capture that I'm atheist.
Right. Exactly. So
Right.
you could say atheist, but that
But
feels
it's
wrong
not
too.
It's not a religion.
It's not a religion.
Yeah.
So it's tricky. It's tricky. Anyway, the fact of the matter is that it's going down.
That's wonderful.
The
Good
trend
for
line
Canada.
is in the correct direction,
Yeah.
or the correction, as I like to call it. No, that's its own word.
That's weird.
That's
Yeah.
its own word.
I don't know about that.
And yeah, so many people saying that it's just not important in their lives. That was the other thing, is that a lot of the people say that even people who are religiously affiliated, only 23% of Canadians said that they participated in a group religious activity at least once a month. So that's actually very low.
Huh, yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, there you go.
All right. Well, Dan,
Yeah.
down there in Texas, there used to be a radio man who would get on. He had a little Christian radio program.
Oh, those are popular in Texas.
Yeah. That he somehow was able to parlay into a Ponzi scheme.
Oh.
That he
Wait, you're saying that the rest of them aren't that? Because I thought that's just what they were.
no, this is literally people thought they were. It wasn't, hey, just give me your money.
Oh, he didn't
which
do
is
it
the
right.
smart way to do it.
Right, because that
It
was
was
just
like
totally legal.
invest with me.
Right.
The good Lord is going to make you lots of money.
Yeah. Wrong.
And his name was William Neal Doc Gallagher, and he just got 3 life prison sentences.
Oh, dear.
This last Monday
Oh, dear.
for the Ponzi scheme. We also have to include a 30-year prison sentence that he got for his August guilty pleas.
Oh, God.
The sentences are to be served concurrently.
Yeah.
And there was something else. And because he was already in jail since March of 2019, because of similar charges that were filed in Dallas County, this all happened elsewhere. I'm not seeing exactly where it was. So he just has all of these charges that are surfacing. And the guy, I mean, it's obvious what he did. His crime is legit, blah, blah, blah. He's 80 years old.
Oh, he's going to die in prison.
He'll die in prison. But his little Ponzi scheme, during the sentencing, more than a dozen senior victims testified during a 3-hour court hearing about losing anywhere from $50,000 to $600,000. And then some said they had to sell their homes, borrow money from their children, or take part-time jobs to supplement their Social Security benefits.
Yeah.
And this guy was just living large. He, I said 30, did I say the amount that he got? $30 million or something like that?
Oh my.
$32 million is how much he ripped people off of, or whatever.
The fucked up thing about this is, you alluded to it before, it's true. Literally, televangelists rip old ladies off of their money to the same degree, to exactly that degree, all the time, and fucking get away with it because they promise nothing in return.
Yeah. It's the way to do it. Right. But he clearly.
But he just fucked up. Look, you had the perfect scam. You were already in. You had the media. You had everything you needed. All the pieces were in place. Just don't promise anything.
Yeah. The thing is, you need to start when you are young, get your audience of old people.
Yeah.
Get them to leave everything to you.
Yeah.
Right. It's a little bit cleaner. Your conscience.
Yeah, that's a little nicer.
Can deal with it a little bit better.
But most of these guys don't care.
He just wanted the money right now.
But these guys don't care.
And so he
many
came
of
up with
them.
a good lie
Yeah.
that these people wouldn't have given $600,000 to him,
Yeah,
right?
Maybe.
They were investing. That money still existed and it was growing.
Right.
Like he really preyed on these people.
Yeah.
But let's see. He'd advertised the financial group, Gallagher Financial Group, on Christian radio stations with the tagline, "See you in church on Sunday." Right.
Oh.
And he promoted his investment business in books such as Jesus Christ, Money Master. That's what Jesus,
Yeah. Jesus was super into money.
Yeah.
The reason that he turned over the tables and of the money changers in the temple was that they were competition.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Get them out of here.
That's my gig. It was what Jesus was all about.
And this article has ends on just a wonderful, wonderful sentiment. This is from, I believe, one of the prosecutors. She says, he ruthlessly stole from his clients who trusted him for almost a decade. He amassed $32 million in loss to all of his clients and exploited many elder individuals. He worked his way around churches, preying on people who believed he was a Christian.
Yeah.
No, sweetheart. I know what you're doing there.
Right.
And I know how that makes you feel better about your Christianity and being associated with this guy. He was a Christian.
He was a true Scotsman. Let me tell you something.
Yes.
100%. These guys and the schemes and the way that they will take money from little old ladies.
It's just disgusting.
Yeah. It's almost like hypocrisy is a big deal in Christianity, which I'll use as my segue to my next thing, which is about a guy this is a fella who on his weird QAnon based I think it's a YouTube channel. It's a Net for Truth BitChute channel.
What is that?
I mean, it's probably just the sort of the far right, everybody that's been kicked off of TikTok goes there sort of thing.
Great.
Or kicked off of YouTube or whatever, kicked off of all of the things, Twitter. Anyway, this guy calls himself David Trent, and he has some 21,000 followers. And he had a GoFundMe page called Christian Ministry and Veterans Advocacy.
Okay.
And this is and he was a nutball QAnon dude.
Of course.
To the point where he would frequently say that he called for Democrats in DC to be taken out at gunpoint. That's a literal quote, taken out at gunpoint. And of course, he claimed that Hillary Clinton, Bill Barr, they should all be convicted of treason and sentenced to hang. But a lot of his things were that, here's a quote from him. This is when he's talking about vaccinations and government
Okay.
employees needing to be vaccinated because Biden was going to make that happen. Anyway, he said, quote, "Why this country hasn't risen up and hung these bastards by now is beyond me. These treasonous rat bastards need to be taken out of Washington, D.C. I say get all the children out and nuke it." So
Wow.
that's fun. He also frequently accused all of the Democrats, as all these people do, of being child traffickers and pedophiles.
What world? Like the
Well, that's a very common refrain.
I know, it's just I just still can't wrap my head around it.
Now, I wouldn't bring him up because it's almost too common to even bother talking about it, except for the fact that this David Trent is actually David Todeschini, a pedophile, a convicted child molester.
Really?
So,
And he's amassed a giant following.
pretty solid following of people that he is whipping into a lather about all the pedophiles.
He wants to get all the children out.
Oh my God. He did say that.
Yeah.
He did say that.
Yeah. He'll be in charge of that operation.
I don't actually know. It may be actually illegal for him to hide his identity like that because he is on registries.
Oh yeah.
He is.
So even to take a public platform like that, he can't.
I'm not
behind a
clear on
pseudonym.
that. And I think the article that I read didn't seem to be clear on it either, but it seems very possible that hiding your identity when you are, because he's considered, I think it's called a level 3, which according to the New York
like a
Sex
DEFCON rating?
Offender Registry, it means he is, quote, at high risk of repeat offense and a threat to public safety exists.
I didn't know there was a official rating system.
Apparently there is.
A level 3 pedophile?
And he's the one that's warning us.
The trusted source.
Yeah.
Wow. That takes a minute to really sink in, doesn't it?
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. Well,
There you go.
So Dan,
Yeah.
I want to take us down to the Amazon,
Ooh.
where
Is that where we're going to have our next meetup?
wouldn't that be lovely?
Oh, let's do it.
Oh my God. Where down in the Amazon where evangelical missionaries are up to their old tricks again.
Oh, them and their shenanigans.
Wanting just to get out to the unreached, quote unquote, unreached.
Right. Oh, it's their favorite thing.
I'm talking about the indigenous groups in Brazil,
Yeah.
in the rainforest, I should say the lucky individuals who've never heard of Jesus Christ.
Right.
And this really irks evangelical Christians.
Right.
And so they
Nothing's worse.
they just cannot handle the idea that somebody hasn't heard of Jesus, because it's so amazing. Jesus is just like the best, right? And so I found this story is remarkable. It goes into, it's a really long article, but I just kind of want to distill out a couple things. It's about a man by the name of Eliasio Marubo, who is the first indigenous lawyer to come out of this one particular valley
Okay.
of indigenous groups that's home to these indigenous groups who have literally no contact with the outside,
Right.
except for these fuckwad missionaries who come in and, not for nothing, bring in disease.
Yeah. Isn't that
And
great?
right now in the era of COVID, they're still trying desperately to get back in there,
Right.
in order to convert people.
If I remember correctly, up until very recently, it was illegal for anybody to go and make contact with them.
It is illegal.
Oh, okay. Because
Right.
I know that their fuckwad of a president, Bolsonaro, has been trying to clear the way for this.
Yeah, there might be some stuff going
And he
on.
probably
with
is
that,
just,
but, like,
he's probably just done that thing of like, we don't enforce this anymore or whatever.
sure. Sure. Well, one of the problems is like these groups don't really have like a lot of like spokespersons who come from their own community.
Right.
Right. And this guy who is a lawyer and is just taking up the charge, he went out, got his law degree, is coming back, and he's now filing lawsuits.
Love it.
Against these evangelical groups.
Oh,
He's
I love
taking
it.
people to court because it is illegal.
Right.
And he's seeking judgment against them. He's seeking better protections for the community,
Good.
legitimately keep people out.
Can
and
I
he
sue
has
for
started-
protections for me from the Christians?
Yeah, I know, right?
I would like better protection
Yeah.
from the Christians. please.
He's formed essentially, he calls it, it's a union of all these disparate, groups that oftentimes don't even really get along. These different indigenous groups, they're not friends.
No.
Some of these groups don't like each other.
Right.
But he's gotten them to come together on this cause. He's built like a little union hall thing.
Right.
And he's organizing and he's getting them out.
It's like
through the law. And and of course nobody but a member of the community is going to care on that level.
right.
Right. Of course, there were probably advocates who were trying to do some good on the outside, but like this is somebody in the community. He's committed, and he's just going to see it.
And these are communities that aren't participating in this society, so they don't have like money
right
to go into the courts to do all the things.
Yeah.
So having one of their own who actually like has injected himself into like, Brazilian. I like every word that's coming to my mind for what mainstream Brazilian society is feels like derogatory towards these people,
Right.
these indigenous people. And I don't want to be that. Like there's nothing better about mainstream Brazilian society than indigenous society, but it's very different.
Yes.
And
And there's a system.
Yeah.
There's an official system
yeah,
that is more power, has all the power
all
in
of
this
the power.
situation.
Right. So so if you want to fight effectively, having someone from within that system who has penetrated the system is awesome.
Yeah. I think it's really amazing because like apparently it's like the Brazilian Constitution, or maybe it was just a law that was passed a while back that it protects groups that don't want outside contact
Right.
specifically.
Yeah.
Right. If you're out there and you're living in your space, and you don't want the outside contact, and that's where your people have lived for generations or whatever, it is illegal
Yeah.
to go and like try to impose your beliefs and values on them.
I like can we get back to the system of just killing them when the missionaries come in to your
Killing the missionaries.
just kill the missionaries.
Well, I saw that movie.
They did it.
Mission, right? Did you
Yeah,
guys see
they
that
do
movie?
it all the time. Let's go back to that. Let's just do that system.
Yeah.
When they come in, you get to kill them.
Well, it's easier if you have an island.
Yeah, that's
Right.
easier.
It's you
Yeah.
see the people coming, you get your spears.
Yeah. Anyway. Finally today, it is a sad fact of our current society here in these United States that the best news we can get from our Supreme Court is when they decide not to do a thing.
Yeah.
But we got some really good they're not going to do anything news this week.
All right.
And I feel great about it. This is a case that revolves around one Evan Minton, who is a trans man who went to Mercy San Juan Medical Center near Sacramento in California to get a hysterectomy.
Okay.
Wasn't using it. Didn't want it.
Right.
And I totally get that.
Yeah.
They, being a Catholic hospital, refused and said, that's elective sterilization and we won't do it. And then like behind closed doors, they were like, trans people are gross. I don't want to deal with them.
Right. Yeah.
So a lower court sided apparently with the hospital, but an upper court on appeal reversed that decision and sided with Mr. Minton. And that was their ruling. And then it was appealed. The hospital appealed it all the way to the Supreme Court. The Supreme Court has declined to take the case. So
Really?
a higher court ruling stands. So now the hospital is going to have to pay for denying medical care to someone who needed it.
Our Catholic majority Supreme Court just screwed over a Catholic church
A Catholic hospital.
or a Catholic hospital.
Yeah, kind of. They just basically said, I mean, what it probably means is that the high court ruling was solid
Yeah.
and doesn't need to be fucked with. Even by them, even by this court, which is
Who knows sometimes.
who does know? No, there were some justices who wanted to see the case.
I'm sure. Just not probably one. They needed one more probably
Yeah,
Right.
probably.
because you probably had your Alito,
Yeah, I think.
your Gorsuch. Maybe not Gorsuch on this one. Who knows?
You never can tell on these
Yeah.
things, but I know it said it somewhere around here. But yeah,
Do we know the three that wanted to hear it?
to hear it. Yeah. So Clarence Thomas, Samuel Alito, and Neil Gorsuch all wished they all wanted to hear the case.
Yeah.
Because they wanted to fuck over a trans person. That's their favorite thing. But indeed, the rest of the court said no.
Amy Coney Barrett.
Yeah.
And the I like beer guy.
Yeah. The I like beer guy. Let's not even say his name. That's good enough. I like beer. Anyway, if you like beer and you'd like to tell us about it, please feel free to write into us. Podcast at thankgodimatheist.com.
Or call and leave us a voicemail message. The telephone number is 424-666-8442. Stick around, there's more show coming up.
Well, Franklin, let me tell you
Dan?
something. Rick Wiles
Oh my!
has become a
I hate that man.
yeah. Oh, he's a terrible guy.
Loathsome human being.
But also completely unhinged. Just he disconnected from reality a long time ago, which apparently got him into the Trump White House several times.
That's just appalling.
But today, he is. You never know who his big enemy of the week is going to be. You never know who he's terrified of this week. But today, this week's bogeyman is, in fact, Mexican cartels, drug gangs.
Well, that is okay. I might agree with him.
Yeah, I just wonder.
That's a worthy group to oppose.
I just wonder if your fear of them and his fear of them are quite on the same level. I'll play the clip. You can make up your mind.
Okay.
Let's say that Mexican cartels cross the border, military-grade weaponry, and let's say there is a stirring among the American people. Let's say there are some patriotic Americans living all over the country, Florida, Michigan, Missouri, wherever you are, and you say, this is not going to happen. They are not going to take our country. We're heading to Texas. We're all getting in our pickup trucks and we're taking our deer rifles and we're heading to Texas. This is going to be the second Alamo. We're going to defend Texas. All right. So you're going up against the cartel, a heavily armed cartel, but consider what might be behind you. And that's U.S. federal troops.
Who are going to shoot you in the back
Yes.
on orders of Mayorkas, the communists running Homeland Security. They're going to betray the Americans. I fear a massacre is coming. A massacre of Americans on the Texas border. When it happens, it all breaks loose at that point because we all have to pick up our arms and head to Texas. All of us. I will walk away from True News. I will go to Texas and I will fight. If this happens, that's what I'm doing. I'm going to Texas to fight because there's nothing left. You can't just sit there and allow this to happen. You can't allow it to happen. If Texas falls, the nation falls.
Yes.
Psychologically, think about it. If just a tenth of Texas is captured,
Let's just say Laredo. Let's just say
Yes.
just Laredo.
then they're inside. They
Yes.
penetrated American territory and captured American territory. When is Governor Abbott going to act? When is he going to send troops to the border and order them to open fire? The thing that's going to hold them back will be the women and children the cartel's using as human shields. Thank you, George Soros, for your evil, diabolical plan that you have. Because this is organized.
Right.
The communists have organized this invasion.
Right. There's no way little kids are carrying around $5,000 in cash on them.
They sold lemonade.
Right.
Yeah, they made $5,000 selling lemonade and cookies in Guatemala so that they could pay the cartel. No, George Soros is paying it.
Yes.
Why is that man allowed to continue walking around? Why? He is an enemy of our republic. He is an enemy of the republic. Why is he allowed to continue to operate in this country? I deeply fear a massacre is coming on the border. And it will be the second Alamo, Doc. It'll be the second Alamo.
Dan,
Yeah.
I'm just gonna guess at something here.
Okay.
Which is, I think I know something that Rick Wiles' grandchildren have never said to him,
Oh?
which is, Grandpa, tell me a story.
He's got him. He told it to him once, and they were like, literally they were like, their parents were like, Dad, you can't come over anymore. The kids have nightmares every time.
For weeks.
You can't say anything to them.
Oh.
To be clear, that was a guy at the beginning. I should have said this at the beginning of the clip. One of his stooges asks him that question.
Yeah.
Which, what an unhinged question to ask. First of all, he starts going off. He's trying to show his good old boy bona fides by saying pickup truck and deer rifle and I don't know. What are the buzzwords?
Oh, and go to Texas to get shot in the back.
And actually, he should know better. The good old boys might have a deer rifle, but they're gonna grab their AR-15s.
oh, absolutely.
They have them. They have basically military rifles. They're ready.
Yeah.
Oh my God. It is just, at what point, how far does he have to push the narrative? Why would the drug cartels want to take over? They make money
Without having to be in
being
charge.
quietly they've already invaded, the drugs are here.
Yeah.
The cartels don't want to be here.
They want to run the country.
They want to keep amassing wealth, and they'll keep their power in Mexico. Thank you very much.
Yeah. I mean, I would assume. I do have a hard time getting into the head of the drug cartel.
Yeah, it's trickier. Well, fortunately, we have Wiles to sort us out on
exactly
that.
what's going on.
Oh my God!
It's just ludicrous.
Also, do they know what happened at the Alamo? Are they at all aware of what happened? Because we lost at the Alamo. Do you know that we lost? Do you want a second Alamo? Is that what you want? Okay.
And by we, you mean the white people lost.
I mean, America.
America. Okay. Fair enough.
Yeah. Okay. We had some folks write into us. This is from Zach, who says, "Hey guys, big fan of the show, and I think I finally have a reason to write in.
Oh.
You asked for some Halloween stories in the last episode, and I have a good one to share. Back when I was in a youth group in a Baptist church in a small Texas town. Woof, that's a bad start, buddy. We went on a field trip to hell.
Oh, was it a hell house?
It was a hell house.
Oh
They
my
went to a
God.
hell house. It was sort of a haunted house outdoors that was supposed to be what hell would be like. I was 13 at the time, and most of the 20 of us that were there were between 12 and 16. This thing was wild and disturbing. They had people being tortured, beheaded, burned alive, etc. There was a section where it was pitch black and you were supposed to stumble through a forest. That doesn't sound safe at all. Satan was there at the end asking you to take his hand and join him. The actors would scream all kinds of crazy shit and just make it seem kind of real and upsetting. Some of the kids there that went were very upset and crying. You think?
Yeah.
Yeesh. At the time, I just thought it was a crazy haunted house. As an adult now, I realize how messed up that is to expose kids to all that. In the end, it didn't even work because I'm an atheist now. Ha ha.
Yeah, the whole hell house concept thing, like
For
first of all,
children.
yeah, it's super like disturbing to the kids and everything.
Yeah.
But then, like, did you watch that documentary, Hell House?
I didn't watch the documentary. I know that it exists.
Well,
I read about it.
It's not going to come as any big surprise, but like the actors,
right.
They're reveling in it.
Oh,
They
yeah.
fucking love it.
Oh,
They're
yeah.
getting like play out these like this darkness that like they never would be able to go near
Right.
in any kind of like normal Christian situation.
Yeah.
And they're having the time of their lives.
Of course they
like
are.
killing and raping and what have you.
Right.
Aborting,
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, that's right. A lot of them would have an abortion room.
where it's like the abortion's gone wrong. And
It sounds like what Zach went to was more of like, this is what hell's going to be.
Yeah.
Whereas some of the hell houses are like, these are the things that you could do on earth that will send you to hell.
Oh, that's true.
So
Yeah.
those are different concepts. I'm not saying one's better than another. It's just fun to have a variety.
Yeah. Well, his also a little bit of a corn maze thing going on.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
Outside.
I love the
How does
idea of
that work?
stumbling through the black
God.
darkness. That's terrifying.
No.
Okay.
I would totally just have taken Satan's hand.
Oh, yeah.
Like I would be like, do you have a flashlight? Can we
Right.
get out of here?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay, Satan. What do you want me to come with you? What's your offer?
Yeah.
Let's hear it.
You can have this soul.
I'm on board. I just want to hear. I heard Jesus's pitch. It's okay. It's good. But it's not very fun.
Yeah.
So I'm guessing you got a better pitch. Let's do this.
Yeah.
Joe wrote into us. Joe says, "Hey guys, your Halloween episode of TGIA was my first. Oh,
Oh, wow.
there you go. Welcome,
New listener. Yeah,
Welcome.
that's great.
And it brought up a memory. I was active duty Army and stationed at Fort Polk, Louisiana. The installation commander decided that all trick-or-treating should take place during daylight hours on Halloween evening, for safety reasons. I happened to own a shirt that read, "Strangers have the best candy." That's funny. And wore that to hand out candy to the kids. I was a lieutenant at the time and lived in officer housing on post. I sat in front of my quad unit house in a camp chair with a bowl of candy. A lot of kids came by with their parents, and I handed out candy. A good time was had by all up to a point. A senior ranking officer came by with his son. He read my shirt and angrily asked if I thought my shirt was funny.
Oh my God.
I said, yes, that's why I was wearing it. He continued to rant and rave at me. I told him to hold on for a second. I looked at his son and asked if he knew me. The kid said no. I asked if he knew anyone in the neighborhood. The kid said no. I then handed him a heaping fistful of candy and wished them both a happy Halloween.
Right.
Yeah. Strangers with candy, it doesn't count on Halloween. That's what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what it's all about.
Hey, we had some beautiful people give us money, Frank.
We did, Dan.
They're
It's true.
It's the best kind of people.
Oh my God.
Not everybody can do it, and that's fine. They're the best kind of people too. But the ones who can do it and then do it are our favorites, including, and I'll start us off, one Veronica, who gave us a one-time donation over on PayPal, and for that, Veronica, I endow you with the Holy Melchizedek priesthood,
Really?
and you are an elder.
Really?
Thank you so much,
Elder Veronica?
Elder Veronica.
Thank you. And over on Patreon, Dan,
Yes.
we have 2 new priests.
Oh,
We have Priest Austin.
Austin, thank you.
Thank you. And we have Priest Glynis.
Oh,
So thank you to you too.
I'm very happy about these priests.
Yeah, I am too.
Blessed be they.
And if you'd like to join them, you can do so. Just go to our website, thankgodimatheist.com, and click on the support tab. And
Yes.
You can do PayPal, you can do Patreon.
And you literally choose the amount that you want to give
Yeah.
us. The more you give us, the more priesthood you get.
Oh yeah.
So, and you
That's
want
the deal.
You want more priesthood, obviously. More equals better. We all know that. Everybody knows that. So yes, thank you guys so much. I think we have one more person to thank.
We do, Dan. Our top donor, our Lord and Savior, Demonium. Stick around. We got more show coming up.
Frank,
Dan.
the religious right
Oh,
in our country,
yes, I know.
which used to be like it used to be if you met a Reaganite right winger, you were like, "Woo, you're going heavy." And now those people are like the centrists of our country now.
I know.
And literally it is conspiracy theory lunacy out there. It is QAnon waiting for JFK Jr. in Dallas. Madness.
Unbelievable.
It's madness,
Like,
you guys.
out on the grassy, they think he's going to show up at the grassy fucking knoll
The
and
place
reappear.
the place where his dad was killed is the place he has chosen
Right.
to resurrect.
Right. And then go be elected as Donald Trump's vice president?
Yeah.
Is that how it goes?
Well, let me tell you something. We saw a flag. Someone had printed out a very well done flag that looked like a political campaign flag that said Trump, JFK Jr., where we go one, we go all, which is a QAnon thing.
Yeah.
And in the R, instead of like in the negative space in the top of the R, it was a Q. But it looked really good. Someone paid for that.
yeah.
To be clear, JFK Jr. is dead.
Yeah. For a long time, he's been dead.
A long time.
And also, not a Trumpster.
No.
Would never, I don't
What?
think.
Well, I mean, I think
hard
that
to
was
say,
that's
but-
part of the joy of it is that he's turned. Not only is he alive, but he's turned on the left.
Oh.
He's seen the light of the right, or whatever. So he's even better than a lifetime right winger.
Yeah, I guess you do need a dead person to.
And there were other sightings. People thought that they had seen Robin Williams there. They thought that they had seen there were other sightings.
Oh, Patch Adams.
Honestly,
just shows up for the-
if there's going to be a QAnon rally anywhere near you and you look even remotely like any celebrity, show up. They'll be so excited.
with like maybe an interesting hood on.
Yeah,
you know, and
well,
some
wear
glasses.
or wear like a mask because masks are a thing now. You wear a COVID mask.
If your eyes look like somebody famous.
Yeah,
Yeah.
or if your eyes don't but your mouth does, just put on some sunglasses. Anyway, you'll figure it out.
Yeah.
You'll get people taking their picture with you for sure. It will get tweeted. Anyway, the thing is that we talked about this at the beginning of the show, the fact that Christian right people talk openly and frequently about how the only path to happiness is Jesus. How they have the only route to happiness.
Right, but they don't seem happy.
None of them.
This is they're angry. They're pissed off.
If-
They're
I mean,
happy is not an adjective that comes to mind when I think of the far right.
no, certainly not in the last several years.
Yeah.
When you think of the Trump supporting base, what I think of is gleeful meanness.
Yes. Yeah.
So there's some glee,
Mm,
but it comes from anger.
yeah.
It comes from there's this sort of giddiness that comes from having had all of this anger, and they just get riled up. Like
Yeah.
the conservative media, the Fox News,
Yeah.
and then Fox News wasn't conservative enough for them, so they went to OAN.
What?
It's insane. And then, whatever all of these other places,
Yeah.
when Fox News has become the not conservative enough, and they keep turning on conservatives who are not conservative enough. They turned on Lindsey Graham recently. They've turned on all of these people.
Good Lord.
There's madness in the air, but they have been whipped into so many frenzies that frenzy has become their default.
Yeah.
It's not healthy.
I can't imagine. But I mean, it does. I don't want to like create any kind of false equivalence or anything, but like it's hard on the left to be happy right now, right? Like,
It's a miserable time.
Everybody's upset. It doesn't matter who you are.
The pandemic has wreaked havoc.
Yeah.
We're
We're all pissed off at the other side.
the political dualism,
Yeah.
the binary has gotten the rift has gotten so wide, and everybody's so afraid and angry at the other side.
Yeah.
We're kind of in the same boat on that front, but at least our side is not claiming happiness. Nobody on our side is like, the only way to really be happy is to be a liberal. Nobody's saying the only way to be happy is to be an atheist.
Right.
No one's saying that. We're just saying atheism is more true.
Right.
That doesn't mean you get to be happier. You still have to sort out your own happiness.
Right.
But their messaging is just so divorced from their reality.
Yeah.
It's crazy to me.
Yeah.
Because, I go through clip after clip after clip of these nut jobs trying to find the shit that we play on the show.
Right.
And it's just like they are just constantly touting the superiority of their lives and their
Right.
lifestyle. And then you see the looks on their faces.
Right.
And with the possible exception of Joel Osteen,
Right.
who I think is surgically happy at this point.
Right.
He's pathologically
Right.
smiling at this point.
Yeah.
They're just awful. They're just
Yeah.
in a terrible state.
Well, they believe they've created this universe, right? That they believe in. That is a horrible place to live,
yeah.
right? Where it's like we're the left is like eating babies and
Right.
like worshiping the devil and whatnot.
Yeah.
And it's just like what?
Literally eating babies. Like their
Literally.
concept of the reality of this world
Yeah.
is that a high percentage, a huge cabal
Right.
were
Of people
their
of their
world-
neighbors,
of
of people who run their cities and their states
right
are eating babies.
are literally ritually sacrificing babies
Right.
for chemicals in their blood, which they then eat.
Right.
That is,
It's not a road to happiness.
look, Wes Craven didn't come up with that. You know what I mean? Like Nightmare on Elm Street is mild compared to the reality that these people have constructed and genuinely believe exists around them.
Yeah.
And it's not enough to say, I'm worried about drugs coming across the border.
Right.
It has to be the drug cartels are coming to take over and are somehow way more powerful than the U.S. military, or worse yet, the U.S. military is also going to take their part
Right.
and shoot down the good Christian patriots
Right.
who are trying to defend this country against the evil drug cartels. Like everything has to be spun into like a huge, insane rant.
Right.
Reality just has become, they are entirely divorced from it.
Yeah.
And so anything seems possible to them. And it's impossible to believe that it is not, at least in part, because they've been taught from birth to believe ridiculous things.
Oh, clearly. Yeah.
Look at their book.
I mean, they
Have you read the Bible?
Yeah. What do they believe? I mean, for like the second coming, for, the return of Jesus.
Yeah.
Like everything that's leading up to it is horrifying.
It's terrifying. Yeah.
And so, yeah, I mean, that's actually a really interesting thing that like that clearly created a space in their perception of the world and of what's possible.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I mean,
that's
if you can
pretty fun.
if you can actually believe that literally God, the all-loving, all-knowing, omnibenevolent creator of the universe,
Mhm.
was so pissed off at his entire collection of human beings
Mhm.
that he killed all of them but what, 8, 7, whatever it was?
One boatload. Yeah.
One tiny boatload of people and a huge boatload, but nowhere near enough animals. If you can actually believe that
Yeah.
and not think that the character of God in that story is the villain,
Mm-hmm.
it's all bets are off. You can believe anything. Of course you can believe, like these people could be talked into believing that the White Walkers are coming from Game of Thrones. No problem. Canada
Oh no.
has been holding them back, but no. Once the Canadians start pouring into our borders, we know that the wildlings have come and they're running away from the White Walkers.
Oh my God. Yeah.
Like, there's nothing you can't convince these people of if it's the right person doing the convincing.
Right.
You and I can't convince them of anything. Least of all, what's actually happening in the universe. Like, the real things that are happening in the world, that's we and people like us could not possibly penetrate their worldview
Well, it's
enough to get reality in.
It's just too boring.
It
Right? Like who
is.
wants to? They wouldn't want to live in our reality.
No.
Right? It's so. I mean, have you heard NPR?
Our reality,
It's so just
Look.
dulcet and
it's boring. Yeah. When your reality has been that the opposing politicians are eating babies, coming into a reality where what you're pissed off about is infrastructure is not a satisfying life. You're just going to be unsatisfied at that point. Oh, Lord. Will somebody help the people? Can somebody please get out there and help the people? They're waiting on the grassy knoll. Go help them. JFK Jr. never came. Their Messiah is not here. Anyway,
poor people.
if you guys, if you have any thoughts for how to help the poor addled right, please send them to us. It's podcast@thankgodimatheist.com.
Or call and leave a voicemail message.
Do it! Why not? It's fun.
The telephone number is 424-666-8442.
Hey, go to the Facebook page, would you? Facebook.com/TGIAtheist. We post sometimes. You can click the like button. You never know what you're gonna see.
Or if you'd like to join one of our members-only lounges, you can do so. Just go to our website, thankgodimatheist.com/members only.
Yeah, do that. Thanks so much to the Red Rock Hot Club for the use of their beautiful music.
And thanks to Gordon Johnston for the use of his music.
And thank you to all of you, dear friends, for tuning in. We sure do appreciate it.
Thank you so much. Bye-bye.